It kills before it builds. That's what I want to mention. One of the things that we tend to overcomplicate, and we tend to not understand that in order for you to build up the character that you're chasing and like the person that you're trying to be, is always one thing that separates you. You haven't been killed yet. And it might sound like dumb, and it might sound not realistic of like, what do I mean by being killed? What do I mean by that? Is like, how can you get killed? Like, are you in your mind to be like a person to say that you gotta be killed in order to get something? But I think this is powerful, because in order for you to be like a version of you as an entrepreneur or as the person who is building up the brand, to be this version of like not being unbreakable, you have to be killed. You have to be killed multiple times before you get there. Because if you haven't been killed and you haven't been able to be killed, then you will be like basically lacking off a lot. You gotta be understanding that the point of that getting killed, and the point of like being misunderstood, and the point of being like on this mod, is just to like get you to be prepared for the next level that is going for you. What do I mean by that? It's like always we get to overcomplicate things. We always get to say that I deserve this outcome for myself, I know how to do this. But let me explain you something. For a long time I've been failing. I've been killed by my circumstances in some ways, right? Like I went to places, I took the risks, but then the risks didn't pay off, and then I had to be like standing again at the same point. Like I always go to this back square one, like square one, back and forth. And it's like, it's so much powerful to understand that like you can say like, oh, I don't control these things are getting controlled not by my own will. But that's the problem, is that these things are actually can be controlled by your own will. All you have to do is just to understand that it's in your shoes and your power to control things. If you don't control them, and if you make them in the wrong way, then I guess like you will not get there, But one of the things that I always advise myself is like, I know before I step into the next round, I step into the next game, I have to be killed long enough. Kill me long enough before I step into there. Because if I don't get killed long enough, then I guess I will not see the light and I will not see the shining, right? That's why I always allow myself to be killed multiple times, that it's embarrassing sometimes, because like I get to be in this journey of like building up the brand, but like I'm getting killed by the circumstances sometimes. This is so obvious, this is so like common to say, but like so many people don't realize that like the version of aka you as entrepreneur that hasn't been killed yet cannot grow the seed. The seed only can be grown by the person who've been through the mud, who've been through the circumstances that like allow them to power up themselves. If you haven't done this, I guess you will not see this. But like one of the things is like, make sure you like follow the way. Make sure you follow the structure that has to be there. Because if you don't follow it, and then you all end up being just at the same spot, you have to kind of blame yourself because you haven't been killed yet. Let me explain you like in my own life, how do I get killed? Like as a part, of business development, as a part of like being and building up the brand, you always have to do a lot of outreaches. One of the things that I always do is like I outreach a lot. I outreach a lot of people a lot. I ask them questions on how they will structure the brand, how they see proposal from a brand. And I like to talk with a lot of people that are valuable in the stuff that they do. And one of the things I always face is that some people just like, they're really in a time of like, they're really doing a lot of like amateur things. They reach you out, but then they fade away. And one of the things that I found out for myself is that it always gets me killed. It always like doesn't make me kill. It always makes me like man, like how long more I have to talk with the amateurs that just all about wasting my time. Because it's always about like time exchange, like energy exchange, right? If the person on the other side doesn't bring you something to the table, I guess you don't have to spend your time with them, right? But that's one of the things is like I always struggle with is like, I don't understand that in order to get like better results in any way of my life, I always has to be killed. And in order to get a job, even 9 to 5, you have to be killed by the application process, you have to be killed by the process of getting rejected and etc. But many people don't realize this. They always think that the brighter, like the other grass is greener. But the other grass is greener is only by the vision of that you went through a lot of challenges before you even get to see grass to be greener. And you haven't done this. So don't complain over the circumstances that you haven't get the results yet, because the results always will come if you had went through the mud, if you had went through the unbreakable challenges. That's the only way the results is going to be shined. That's the only way you're going to obtain the results. You're not going to obtain the results by being in the house and preaching all day long. Not to be like, not to be like negative or something, but like, I just don't understand the vision behind of just praying for the results. You have to be killed for the results. Literally killed. Literally to be on the point where it's like, if I don't do this, I will never make it. I think when you're in this journey and when you're in this boat of like understanding that it's either now or never, that's when like the mind is start to working for yourself. That's when it's like all of your subconsciousness start working for yourself, right? Let's say like that. I propose in 10 days I'll have to sign this agreement with this person for, I don't know, like $100,000, right? All of a sudden, all my efforts, all my preaching, all my expectations went all the way down. They didn't work out. What will I say for myself? Will I have to continue to preach for the better circumstance, or I have choose to be killed? I always choose, I will not always, but most ways I'll choose to be killed again. If I get killed, then I understand that, okay, this is again killed me. This is again made me frustrated. This is again made me to be on the square one where I just started. But there's two ways I can react to this. I can just completely fade away and be like, man, I will never make it, or I can just make it towards understanding that, okay, give me some more time to be killed. Give me some more time to be killed, and give me some more time to understand that in order for me to obtain the knowledge and the greatness that I always like try to chase so bad, I have to be killed multiple times more. Let me be killed. Let me understand that the getting killed is just the process that I have to go through. And I think everyone as entrepreneurial, as like person that is trying to build something valuable, meaningful, have to go through the killing process. Killing, I don't say direct killing, right? I say like literally killing process. Literally the process when like everything that I try to do gets rejected, everything gets to be blurred, everything is just like doesn't work, right? But that's up to you, like to continue preach and be a prey in this journey, or like get it to be killed, get it to be kill you, but then getting stronger back, right? That's why they like preach all, like that's why they always praise these comeback people, because these comeback people are literally like gonna demonstrate the ability of like resilience and mindset. If you speak about my own journey, is like, man, I've been killed so many times, but like it's still a love, it's still a passion for the game that I'm building up on. So it doesn't make me any way less valuable, and doesn't make me any way less approachable now. I still in this journey, I'm still in this way to continue building the company and make it to the best of my ability. That's why I like the kill season. Kill it season is one of the most important things that I understood in my small but very great experience, like entrepreneurial journey, that I've been trying to build up and still building up. So if you like the video, post like button, write down the comment what you think about this season, and for the Love Studio speaking, we are here. I'll see you soon.